Hey, I got Jim Hespenheide from Paul's Chrome in the shop with me today. Jim, how you doing, man?
Hi, Dennis. Excellent.
It's always fun to have you around here because you guys do really cool stuff. You know, you turn what, junk into jewelry.
Junk into jewelry.
Turn your junk into jewelry. I always love that. But today is something that, frankly, I didn't know was possible. You got a couple, you know, bumper pieces here, very nicely chromed. No big surprise, until you realize that these are fiberglass.
These are fiberglass parts.
Like this baby here.
These were handmade parts to replace originals.
So I'm seeing all that. I'm seeing the fiberglass and stuff in there. That is this, and it doesn't weigh what I expect it to weigh.
No, it's heavy.
It's still heavy, but it's not as heavy as it would be if a solid metal. But that has been created from fiberglass and then chromed.
Yep.
I didn't think that was possible.
Well, you have to do all of the body work just like you were going to paint it, you know, with a high-end paint job. You have to have it sealed up well, and then we coat it with a powdered copper and cure that coating, and that makes it conduct electricity.
Right.
Because to plate it has to conduct electricity. You know, and this copper wire that we have attached is just to get the electric through to the part. Once we have it conducting electricity, we build it up with copper, sand it down. Build it up with copper, sand it down with a finer grit. Build it up with copper a third time and buff the sanding lines out to a mirror finish, and then plate it a fourth time with the nickel and the chrome.
So
it's very, very labor intensive. But
so you basically, once you get the fiberglass piece all looking the way you want it, and you get it coated with a conductive material, a copper, you can then treat it like metal.
Absolutely. You're plating to the conductive surface of the part instead of the part itself, but it works very well on fiberglass. Fiberglass doesn't expand and contract with temperature change like a lot of plastic parts do, so you get a much better quality chrome job over fiberglass than you ever could on a plastic piece.
So now, why would they do this? To begin, I guess the part's gone. I can't
Somebody
get it anymore.
needed these parts, and they decided that it was easier to make them than find new ones, you know, or find junkyard ones.
So you could almost like 3D printer the thing, and then as your model, and then make the fiberglass one, and then
you could.
And then chrome it up. Now you're talking about copper wire. It doesn't look like copper wire.
Well, there's
because it's been chromed.
There's chrome plating over top of that copper.
And you know, a lot of people think, man, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna dip it in a vat of chrome, and I pull it out, and everything's fine. But it's really, you know, whether it's a fiberglass piece like this you've done that pre-work on, or any other metal, it's really a multi-step process.
It is. There's a lot of hand labor that goes into this. You know, we're not just dipping the part. When you dip it in copper and then pull the dissolved copper ions out of the acid with the electric onto the part, it's kind of a textured finish, and we have to sand it. We have to get the pits out or waves out of the surface, sand it, build it up with copper, sand it. A lot of hand labor. It's not just dipping.
And that copper dip, that first dip, you can do multiple times, really, because that's really the thing that's going to get you the surface.
Yep. It spends hours and hours and hours in the copper tank getting built up.
And if you don't have that subsurface right, the finished product ain't going to be right.
Exactly.
You'll see every flaw that was left in it. So I mean, this is no different than a chrome bumper, except what's under that multi-layer chrome process is fiberglass.
Yep, we take the same kind of care to give a perfect mirror finish on the fiberglass that we do on a chrome car bumper. And
it is perfect, and I can't believe it's fiberglass, actually. I can't believe it's fiberglass, and I can't believe you can do that. But you guys really kind of almost developed that process, didn't you?
Just, we've been in business for over 30 years, so there have been a lot of times that we had projects that we had to come up with a solution for.
I bet I could do this, right? Yep. So basically, it's not your first rodeo.
Nope.
Wow. Well, hey, if you want to learn about chroming all sorts of metals, and in fact even fiberglass, and creating things that didn't exist before, these are the guys to talk to, and you can find them on paulschrome.com. Fiberglass and chrome, a match made in heaven.